Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Bobby Tonelli with Tech360.tv, finally out of the studio. I like being out of the studio. And we're out of the studio because we're reviewing a pocket-sized camera that everybody's been touting is the camera of all cameras to have in this size. It is the Sony RX100 VI. Now, I haven't drank the Sony marketing Kool-Aid, so I actually took this out on my own, tested it for a while with the Mark V to see just how good this camera is, the pros and cons, and which camera is right for you. Let's get going. First, let's talk about the design. If Sony is known for anything, it's camera design consistency. This and the Mark V look exactly the same. I mean, exactly. But let's talk about the differences. First and foremost, what's new on this camera is the lens. 24 to 200 zoom. It's a long lens. And just to give you an idea, it's kind of like a mini erection. I know it's bad to say, but it's kind of true, right? That's a good thing because it gives you a lot more wider range to shoot. However, Sony did two things wrong with this lens, in my opinion. The aperture slower, 2.8 to 4.5, and there is no ND filter. That's right. So 2.8 to 4.5, meaning if you're gonna shoot indoor, you're gonna get more noise than you would on the Mark V because it's a slower lens and it's not only a 1-inch sensor. So I wish Sony would have actually kept the 1.8, maybe went up to a 4.5, but it is what it is. One thing I like to take pictures of are watches, you know, and you gotta get a sense of depth of field with this. So I've shot one with the Mark VI and with the Mark V. Now I can tell you that I did notice that the 6 focuses slightly faster on the watch than the 5. However, from 1.8 to 2.8, you are going to see a difference in depth of field. Also, what's different on this is you have touch focus on the back screen now, which is good to have. I think they've implemented that from the other cameras into this. We've got a plane flying around. Another thing I like about the Mark VI is actually that the viewfinder now, it actually pops out right away as soon as it comes up. Now on the Mark V, it didn't do that. You actually had to pull it out manually, which is a 2-step process and it's a little bit finicky, and if you pull too hard, well, something could break. I love what Sony's done with that. Big improvement in terms of this. Now, one thing about the 200mm lens is that you can sort of become sort of like a stalker. You see that lady right there? I'm gonna shoot her and she has no idea. Sniper with the RX100 Mark VI. That is the loudest trolley I've ever heard in my life. Seriously? Rubber wheels work wonders. Always use rubber wheels. Has nothing to do with the camera review, but that's just very loud. Now, one of the things that Sony is touting is the video quality in this. Of course, you can shoot 4K. You got the inclusion of S-Log3 now, flatter color profiles, which people wanted, HLG. But personally, I'm not a big videographer, okay? I've shot a little bit of 4K on it, but I'm not a vlogger. People say, oh, it's great for vlogging, it's fantastic. Really? Where's the mic in input? Don't you want a mic in input if you're vlogging? I mean, all the cameras that I use, we have a mic in input. So, I don't know why Sony didn't include that. And you would think that maybe after people talking about it in the Mark IV and the Mark V, that Sony would say, hey, wait a second, let's put it in the Mark VI. No, they didn't. So, I guess if you're shooting video content and you have an A camera with your mic input, then you want this as a B camera, that could work. But if you want this solely as for audio, internal mics only. Another thing I'm gonna complain about here is the price point of this camera. In Singapore, this is $1,800 roughly. Now in the US, I think it's around $1,200 US. Currency conversion, taxes, all come into play. For 1.8K, that's a lot of coin for a point and shoot camera. It's a lot. I think it's too much, to be honest with you. There are other cameras in Sony's lineup that are roughly the same price. They give you a larger sensor, give you the adaptability of changing lenses. Slightly bigger than this, but again, this is not really a pocket camera when you look at the lens. It's not really gonna fit in the jeans anymore. So can't really call it a pocket camera, even though everybody does. See, I wanna take that out of the pocket, not easy to do. And I'm wearing slim jeans, not tight, but slim jeans. But yeah, the price point, no, too high. I would say for a camera like this, 1.2K Singapore dollars, which is roughly around 800 US, would be a very good price point. But I do have to say that one thing Sony has improved upon is the color. They really have made skin tones look really good on this camera. You've seen this in the A7 III, and you're seeing it now in the RX100 Mark VI. The Mark V, much cooler colors. You're gonna have to use a little bit of post-production on that. This one, if you just wanna use out of the camera, not bad at all. Sony, I'm liking what you're doing with the colors. Keep going with that. So overall, would I recommend this camera? If you like to take people shots, like portraiture or food shots, and you really want that nice depth of field, that bokeh, go for the Mark V or the Mark IV. If you want an all-arounder, you want that 200mm reach, then your only choice is the Mark VI. Now, you are getting some slightly better tech inside of this, the longer reach, but for day-to-day usage, I actually found the 5 to be more the camera for me. Now, that could be different for you. It all depends. That's why Sony has a wide variety of cameras to choose from. But the price point of this, it's a lot of money for just that 200mm and that slightly better tech, honestly. It's a lot of money for it. I still would be in the 5 camp. That's my personal opinion. What's yours? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, thanks for watching us. Thanks for subscribing to us on YouTube, following us on Facebook. Until the next one, take care.